guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, I'd like to say welcome, and I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm Shannon Lee, aka the Veggie Nut, and I lost just over 90 pounds. I used to be 225 and now I am 133, and I just did a video previously on my 15 weight loss tips video, and those are some of the basics that will get you going in the right direction to lose weight. And if you're already doing everything right that I mentioned in the previous video, you still need some more tips, some extra help to lose that stubborn weight, then this might be good for you. These are some extra tips and tricks. I want to say secrets because these are the less commonly known things. I mean, some of them you're gonna know, but these are some things that personally worked for me, and I would like to now share them with you. Some of these secrets are going to be physical things and some are going to be mental things. Now let's get right into it. The first thing I want to talk about is intermittent fasting. Now what this is in a nutshell is you only allow yourself to consume calories within a certain window of time. And this really helps because every time you eat anything at all, your insulin raises and then you have a harder time losing weight. So what you want to do is only keep a certain window that you're going to consume your calories, and that will allow yourself to burn fat and lose weight easier. Intermittent fasting is really good for somebody who's already doing everything right, but they need an extra push, or somebody who only needs to get off that 10, 15, 20 pounds. They kind of hit a plateau and they can't lose any more weight. Once you add this in, it will really rev up your weight loss and make it a lot easier. That's what I did when I got towards the end, and it really helped. There's different ways to do intermittent fasting, and to avoid this video from being really long, I'm going to suggest that you go and do some research and look into that, but I'll just tell you what I do. I do the later window, so I start eating around lunchtime, 12 or 1, and then I stop eating around 8 p.m. So that's my window, and it really works for me. This isn't going to be good for somebody who wakes up and is hungry right away. So if that's you, if you wake up and you're starving right away, then maybe something that would be better for you is to do the breakfast and lunch and stop eating at, say, like 3 p.m. So it's really up to the person, but if you cut your eating window down, not only are you probably going to consume less calories, but even if you ate the same amount of calories that you were going to eat spread out the day, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you just ate it in a smaller window of time, that still will help you with weight loss. Number 2 is to drink some raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar. I get the one from the brand Bragg's, and this is going to help with weight loss if you just add a little bit before every meal. It doesn't even have to be every meal. I usually just do it before lunch, and you could either take like 2 tablespoons straight, or if that's too strong for you, you could dilute it in some water. And just doing this will help not only with weight loss, but many other medical problems. I also have stomach problems, and this is a big help. Again, I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm trying to move through everything quickly, but I recommend that you go and do some more research on every secret that I'm mentioning. Bragg's has a book out. It's an apple cider vinegar book, and it has all different recipes and things that apple cider vinegar is good for. So I really suggest checking that out. I have that book. It's a really good read. I'll have a link down below where you can buy it if you're interested. Lemon water is great for not only weight loss, but again for health. A lot of these things are not just great for weight loss, they're also healthy things for your body. So lemon water is good for just flushing out your body. It cleans out your liver. It's good for weight loss. And what I really recommend is, if you're going to do the intermittent fasting, lemon water and that go together really good. So wake up in the morning, drink some lemon water before you're about to eat, and it really helps flush things out and helps with weight loss and overall health. Green tea is great for weight loss. This has been known for a long time, but I don't think people really understand how powerful it could be. So add in some green tea, have 1 cup a day at least, and it could really help with weight loss. Spicy foods can really help rev up your metabolism, and that helps you burn calories more, and that helps with weight loss. So it's pretty self-explanatory. Any kind of spicy food you like, whether it's cayenne pepper or whatever you prefer, add some to your food and cook with it. Ditch the salt, because as we talked about in the other video, salt isn't great for weight loss or health, and add a little spice. Spice up your life and lose some weight. Take a good quality probiotic. You'd be surprised, especially if you're somebody who's bloated, how much you could be holding on in your stomach, and maybe it's just digestion problems. And if you take a good quality probiotic, I say good quality because if you're taking like a really crap cheap one, it's not going to do anything. So this is the one that I take. You can find this in the vitamin shop, and it's in the refrigerated section. Taking one of these daily can really help with bloatedness and just overall digestion, and that's going to help move things along, and that's going to help with weight loss. If you remember in my previous video, I talked about eating when hungry and stopping when full, and how a lot of people, including myself, have a hard time stopping when they're full and overeating. So this kind of tip kind of goes hand in hand with that. A lot of times people have a hard time with eating slowly. That way they can actually allow a chance for the food to go down to their stomach, and they could get full before they shovel it all in. And if you're somebody who eats too fast, like myself sometimes, you can try chewing your food more. Like try to really be present and tell yourself to chew a certain amount of times instead of just taking one bite and swallowing it. Chew your food more before you swallow. And if you're somebody who just takes a fork and shovels the food right in, this might sound like a silly tip, but you might want to try eating with chopsticks. And this will make you take in your bites a little bit slower. You'll have to work a little bit harder at taking each bite, and that will give you a chance to eat slower and for the food to reach your stomach. If you're eating with a fork, you shovel it in and then it hits you and you're like, oh, I'm so full. If you're eating slower, then you won't overeat. So that will give you a better chance to stop when you're full. I know a big struggle with losing weight is food. You want to eat foods that you like more than foods you don't like, right? So you're doing good, you're eating healthy, and then you're like, oh man, that pizza is just calling me. So then you go and have a pizza, and then what happens the next day? You want pizza and other junk food again, right? That's because you crave the food that you had yesterday. And this is a very true saying. So if you're on a pattern of eating junk every day, and then you go and you switch to eating healthy, of course you're gonna crave the junk that you're used to. And it's gonna be hard, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be hard at first when you're eating something healthy, and you're gonna wanna give in, you're gonna wanna say, hey, I'm gonna go get takeout, or whatever you're used to, and you're gonna say, screw this healthy food, I just have to give in, you know, I can't help it. But if you could remind yourself that it will get better, and you will start craving and enjoying the food, the good food that's good for you, then that probably will make it easier for you to stick to it. It's like quitting smoking. If you could just remind yourself that you're only going to be craving the cigarettes for whatever, say a week, a month, then it makes it easier to stick with. Because you can remind yourself, oh, this is going to be over with soon. I'm not going to crave these foods. I'm going to stick with it until it passes. It might only take a few days for you. It might take a week. It might take a couple weeks. It might take a month. So just remind yourself that you've been having a hard time sticking with something because you're not sticking to it long enough. Stick with it and the cravings will pass. I'm not saying forever, but the cravings will get manageable, where you're like, oh wait, no, I like eating healthy. This makes me feel good. I'm going to stick with this. I don't really need that pizza. I don't need that fast food. So it will get easier, and once you get to a routine, it's getting into a routine that's the hardest part. And it's going from one routine to another routine. So that's always going to be a change, right? Nobody likes change. Once you're comfortable with that change, it will be easier. Another thing I talked about in the previous video was don't drink your calories, but I was talking about something very simple and basic. I was saying don't drink things like soda. Now in this one I want to get a little more in detail, and I want to talk about people who are already doing everything right and they are drinking things like smoothies and juices and they have some extra weight to lose. It might be a good idea for someone like you to trade in a smoothie for something like a salad or a big bowl of cooked vegetables. Why? Because even though they're both healthy things, sometimes drinking your calories doesn't fully satiate you, and I know this is what happened to me. And I know when I switched from smoothies to salad vegetables, it made a real big difference because I was drinking that smoothie down really quick, and for some reason it just made me more hungry. Just like I talked about in the video with the rice and potatoes, how I kind of am not satisfied. That's how I was with the smoothies, and even though they're healthy, I would wind up consuming way too many calories because I'd have a smoothie and then that wasn't even like a meal to me. That was just like a starter. And then I'd be hungry and I'd be having chips and hummus and this and then another meal. And it was just an additional meal to my day. So if you're like me and smoothies just don't satisfy you, try putting the smoothies aside for now and try eating healthy food instead. And that might just make the difference for you like it did for me. But this is only if you have an issue with that. Like my husband has a smoothie every single morning for breakfast. That's what he does. He goes to work and he has a smoothie and he's fine until lunchtime. Me, I would have a smoothie and then like right after I took my last sip, I wanted to snack on something. It kind of like made my stomach burn and have that hunger feeling. It was very weird. So if you don't have a problem with that, then forget this tip. Try cutting out just one food that you overdo it with, whether it be bread or pizza or pasta or anything, whatever it could be. Just cut out one food that you overdo, and it could be something, I'll just use bread as an example, right? So say it's a food that you like bread, but you can live without it, and you know that you just eat too much of it. So try cutting that out, and it will make a huge difference in your calories and help you lose weight. And it doesn't even have to be something unhealthy. It could just be something high in calories that you overdo. And I'll tell you, for me, one of the things is pancakes. I know when I make pancakes, I want to eat a lot of pancakes. So I try not to even eat pancakes because I like pancakes. I enjoy them while I'm eating them, but it's something that I don't really miss that much when I'm not eating them. So try to pick something that you like, you overeat, but something that you won't miss terribly. Don't allow yourself to get too hungry. This is a problem because if you get too hungry, you're gonna just binge out on food and overeat. Make sure that you don't let it get that far. Once you start to get hungry, like I'm hungry, I wanna eat. Don't wait until you get like past that point where you know you're just gonna eat everything in sight. So this is pretty basic, but some people don't do that. You know, they think, oh, the longer I can wait, the better. No, you know, eat when you're hungry, stop when you're full. If you're not hungry, don't eat. But if you're hungry, don't starve yourself. Don't wait until it's too late. Have a vice or two. Allowing yourself a vice, something that you enjoy that's not a perfectly healthy food, keeps you more likely to stick with the plan, eating healthy. For some people, like myself, eating perfectly is just not something that I want to do, and it's not sustainable. So knowing that I am still allowing myself some vegan junk food really makes it easier for me to stick to. I know that I'm allowed to have this and this and this when I want, and I know that as long as I stick with eating healthy meals most of the time and I keep most of my food healthy, then it's okay. And when I go off and I eat some junk food, it's not going to ruin the work and progress that I've made. It's not going to affect my weight loss. It's not going to make me gain weight. And this really is the truth. As long as you're somebody that can, you know, have stuff in moderation and have smaller amounts and not binge, and then it's not going to cause a cycle for you to go back into bad eating every single day. If you can allow yourself a treat, then I really suggest it. Even if it's something small every day, or if you allow yourself something bigger during like the weekend or something. It's important to know that allowing yourself to have some fun and wiggle room is not going to be detrimental to your weight loss. A lot of people say it's the 80-20 rule. I like to say more like 85-15. So if you could keep 85% of your diet really healthy and 15% for more junk food and fun, then you will have success on weight loss. Have cheat meals and snacks, not cheat days. A lot of people go crazy and they'll be like, oh, it's the weekend, I'm gonna have, anything I want all day long, and then they wind up consuming way too many calories, and that will affect your weight loss. It will make you gain a couple to a few pounds, and then you have to go and work 2 to 3 weeks to take that back off. So you're going forward and then back again. So if you wind up doing this every single weekend, you're gonna be stuck because you're gonna go back and forth, back and forth. To avoid this from happening, you could have cheat meals once in a while and cheat snacks. So don't go crazy for a day and say, I'm gonna have a cheat meal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Just pick one of those meals and you could have your cheat meal. You could have something less healthy, like say pizza for dinner. Or if you wanna have a cheat snack every day, you have your healthy meals and you wanna have a snack to it, you wanna add a junkier snack to that healthy day, that won't throw you off track. And having an unhealthy meal once in a while, like every weekend, isn't gonna throw you off. But again, don't do cheat days. If you currently don't love vegetables, try really hard to grow a love for vegetables. If you add more veggies to your diet, you will lose weight much faster. Vegetables are just super healthy, and I know that not everybody likes them, but there has to be some kind of vegetable you like. Say it's broccoli, or say it's cauliflower. And then once you find some vegetables that you like, start incorporating the vegetables that you're not too fond of in with those. Start making soups, stir fries, casseroles, add in other veggies in until you start acquiring a taste for a variety of vegetables. Leafy green and cruciferous vegetables are really great for weight loss, great for health. They're great for people who are overweight, who have health problems. They're great for people who have a pulse. If you're alive, vegetables are good for you. Veggies are good, so just add them in, try. It's an acquired taste for certain things. I know that certain vegetables you just might never love. Like for me, that's mushrooms for me. I eat them because they're good for me, but I do not like them. But every vegetable I like some more than others, but you will find vegetables that you like. Just keep trying. Now on to the mental secrets, tips, and tricks. These are things that if you could change your way of thinking into thinking like this, it could really help speed along your weight loss and make it more enjoyable. Don't weigh yourself every single day. This is just going to drive you nuts, and this is good for very few people. Only very few people are okay with this and are able to succeed in weight loss this way. Because for most people, if you look at the scale and you didn't lose anything, you feel defeated. If you gained anything, you feel real pissed off and you want to give up. If you lost weight, you say, hey, I'm doing good. Why don't I treat myself? So the best thing to do is to weigh yourself once every week, or if you have more weight to lose, like if you have more than say 20 pounds, weigh yourself every 2 weeks. And this will really help, because if you're sticking to your diet and you're eating healthy, then you will lose weight. And seeing that result on the scale, when you see more of a drastic change, whether it's a pound or two versus 0.12 pounds, if you actually see pounds coming off on that scale, it is going to make you feel really good and motivated, and it's going to motivate you to keep going. So you want to have a time period in between so you could give the scale a chance to actually move. Another important thing is if there's times where you don't see weight loss and you're either staying the same or if you gained a little bit, do not be discouraged. You have to remind yourself that if you continue sticking with eating healthy, you will lose weight. It's as simple as that. So don't get frustrated and say, screw it, I'm gonna go eat what I want because it's not working. It will work. It just might be taking a little bit longer for you. Your body might be going through something. It might be your time of month. It might be hormones. It might be stress. It might be something. But if you allow your body a chance, it will lose weight. So stay positive. Remind yourself that I'm doing everything right. I'm eating healthy. I will lose weight. If you remind yourself of this instead of giving up, it will happen. It's a really good idea to have a pair of pants or a dress that you currently do not fit in. It's a bit tight on you, you can't zip it up, and it's good to keep it there for motivation. And instead of just seeing the scale go down and seeing the weight loss reflect on the scale, it's good to actually see it in clothes. So I've done that all throughout my weight loss, where I had clothes and then I would try it on, and it's just such a good feeling to first get something that was too tight, didn't fit, then it fits you, and then you see it getting looser, and then it's too big for you. It's just, it motivates you to keep going, and it really makes the weight loss more enjoyable. Be positive, have a positive mindset. This is really important. All throughout my weight loss, I always loved myself during it, and it made weight loss really enjoyable. It was like a fun process that I was going through with myself. And don't hate yourself. Don't be like, oh, I'm only gonna love myself when I lose weight. I'm gonna be happy when I lose weight. Because if you have that mentality, it's probably you're never gonna reach that. Even if you lose the weight, you're not gonna wind up loving yourself. Love yourself now, and whatever body you're currently in, this is your body. This is your life. And you only get one body, you only get one life. If you wanna improve your body, fine. But you should still love your body while you're in it. And your body works for you every day. It helps pump blood through your body into your heart, and it makes you breathe and live. So love your body and love yourself in the process. It's really important to have a positive mind frame, and don't start loving yourself when you lose the weight. Start loving yourself now. That's something important to work on before the weight loss. Be patient. Don't rush the weight loss. Again, if it's not happening as fast as you would like it to, don't give up. Be patient. Know it's going to happen. And don't try to lose the biggest amount in the smallest amount of time. Have it be a healthy, gradual thing.
Baby steps. Baby steps. Baby steps. One little step at a time, and I can do anything.
Make realistic goals that you could achieve and stick to. Say, okay, this week I want to lose 1 pound. That's realistic. Don't say I want to lose 3 to 5 pounds in a week. I mean, it depends how much weight you have to lose, but set lower goals. That way you can actually achieve them, because when we achieve our goals, it motivates us to keep going. Be consistent. It doesn't matter if you get off track sometimes. That's fine. It happens in life. Just hop back on track and continue where you were. Don't give up. Just know all it takes is some dedication and consistency, and you will lose weight. Well, that was it. That was the end of my weight loss secrets video. I hope that you learned something new. You might have known many of them, hopefully not all of them. Maybe you will try incorporating something that I mentioned into your everyday lifestyle, and you will have success with it like I did. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful at all, please give it a thumbs up and share with somebody who you feel might benefit from this. And let me know down in the comment section if you're currently using any of these weight loss secrets that I love, and if so, are you having any success with them? And if you're not yet doing any of these secrets, let me know if you're going to try incorporating any of these to your everyday lifestyle. Thanks again for watching. See you next time. Bye.